What's up, everybody? It's your boy Radical Richie here, and I'm so excited. Do you know why? Because today I got my 2018 Haro Lineage Master complete bike. And before I show it to you guys, I just want to tell you a little story about why I love this bike so much. When I was 17 years old back in 1988, I had a Haro Team Master bicycle. It was teal and blue. It was beautiful. It was the bike that I learned the most tricks I've ever learned on any bike I've ever owned. I love Haro bicycles. I loved that bike. But the sport had started to take kind of a downward turn. It wasn't as popular as it was earlier in the 80s. And so a lot of people were dropping off. A lot of people weren't riding anymore. And I was starting to get a lot of pressure, being that I was a senior in high school, a junior in high school, and I was starting to have to focus on, well, what am I going to do for a living? What am I going to do to make money? And as my mom said to me, what are you going to do? Bounce up and down on your bicycle for a living? You can't do that. So I listened and I got rid of the bike. And I didn't just sell it, I actually traded it. I traded my bike away for a leather biker's jacket. That's right. I traded my bike away for a leather biker jacket. Oh my gosh. So anyway, fast forward a little bit in time, I always regretted trading that bicycle away, because it was the one true thing that I really, really loved to do. And I was sad because I allowed the outside world to affect my actions. And from that day, I regretted it ever since. So I swore one day, if I could find that bicycle again, I was going to get it back. And I never found it. Well, that's not exactly true. I went to a show called the Midwest BMX Old School Swap Shop in Crown Point, Indiana, at the Lake County Fairgrounds. And I actually found my bicycle, my 1988 Haro Master. I actually found it at this show. However, it had just been sold to someone and I was never going to get it back. From that point, I could not stop thinking about this bike. I was so bummed and so discouraged until I found out that they were reissuing the 1988 Haro Master in 2018, like a 30-year anniversary edition or something. And I got so stoked. I was like, I'm getting this bike. I don't care what I got to do. I'm going to get this bike. So it came to be my birthday, and my girlfriend let me know that she had gotten me a present, and it was the bike. I was so excited beyond belief, I can't even tell you. And I'm going to show you the bike right now, and when you see it, you'll understand why I fell so much in love with it the first time, even though this one might even be a little bit prettier than the other one was. But let's check the bike out right now, and I did make a couple of slight modifications to the stock model, but it's pretty much more or less close to the same bike that I had back in 1988, and it is my favorite bike that I have. I have a few bikes, but this one is my favorite one, and there will be plenty of old school, old guy tricks being busted out on this bicycle. So let's check the bike out right now. All right, folks, here she is. She is a pretty thing, isn't she? She is just so beautiful. It's not exactly stock. I did change a couple of things on her, but I'll show you what all of those were and get to know this beautiful bike, because it really is gorgeous. It is one of the most beautiful bicycles I've ever owned. I don't even want to ride it, but I figure I better do this video because there's a lot of white stuff on this bike, and it's going to get dirty, and it's going to look kind of iffy probably the first time I ride it. So let's check the bike out and show you all the details. All right, well, first off, I didn't want to go with the stock wheels that were on it. They were nice. They are Actually, kind of a reproduction of the Peregrine 48 wheels that came with the original Haro Master, but I wanted to go a little bit more old school, a little bit more Ron Wilkerson, I guess. And I put on the Skyway Tough Wheel 2s, and they do have, actually, a 9-tooth cassette. So it's a little bit old and a little bit of new, kind of like the rest of the bike. I also switched out the black pedals for Odyssey Twisted white pedals. I decided to do white accents instead of black. And I also did Aqua ODI long neck XL grips on it. But other than that, I kept it pretty stock, and it's really, really beautiful. I mean, just right out of the box. I also put white tires. It had black tires on the other rims. But I mean, just looking around it, it's just gorgeous. I'm so glad that I have this bicycle. I'm so glad. I also opted to go for a different brake pad because Skyways can be challenging when it comes to brake pad compounds. So I got some clear Supra 2 cool stop pads that go great with it. Stops this wheel on a dime, and they're pretty cute. This is one of the actual wheels that came with the bike stock. It is the Haro 48, which is very similar to the Peregrine 48 that came on the original Haro T Master in 1988. And side note, look at the excellent reflector. Now, the cool thing was when I ordered the bike from Flatland Fuel, by the way, best mail order company for Flatland stuff that I've ever dealt with in my life. They are the best. And if you want to get a reliable seller that's going to deliver promptly and are very customer friendly and are very awesome, go to flatlandfuel.com. I got a free pair of Haro glasses. Do I look cool? And a Haro t-shirt that came with the bike and free shipping. So it was a win-win-win. It's a gorgeous bike. If you're thinking about picking it up, I really highly suggest that you do. It's awesome. I love it. I can't wait to ride it. It's just not really nice enough out yet, but soon it will be, and it's going to hit the street. Going to be busting out all the old school BMX moves like I used to back in 1988. And I'm in fact going to dedicate a whole channel just to old school moves with old school dudes, and that's how we're going to do it. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and I will keep producing more of these videos for you. Until then, keep on riding. Thanks, Bob Haro. Your rule. Till next time, everybody, stay rad.